Your life does not change in one single moment. It changes in the moment you decide to change, and then again every day after that. Think about that. Most people are searching for the one big breakthrough that will transform everything at once. The lucky opportunity, the perfect circumstance, the dramatic turning point. But real, lasting change has never worked that way. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. Every person who has ever transformed their life did not do it in a single day. They did it through a decision, followed by discipline, followed by repetition, until the change became permanent. Most people want a different life, but they are not willing to become a different person. And that is exactly why nothing changes. Because your life is a direct reflection of who you are. Your habits, your thinking, your discipline, your daily choices. If you want different results, you cannot keep repeating the same patterns and hope for a different outcome. Something has to change first. And that something is you. Now understand this clearly. Changing your life forever does not begin with your circumstances. It begins with a decision. A decision to stop waiting. A decision to stop making excuses. A decision to take full responsibility for where you are and where you're going. That decision alone will not change anything by itself, but it is the seed everything else grows from. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And that bridge is not crossed in a single leap. It is crossed one committed day at a time. We're going to explore what it actually takes to change your life permanently. Why most attempts at change fail within weeks. How your identity, not just your habits, has to shift for change to last. And how the daily decisions you make, the ones nobody else will ever see, are quietly building either the same life you already have or a completely different one. Because real transformation is possible. But it starts with a decision made today, not someday. Change your life, not eventually. Starting now. Let's talk about why most attempts at change fail. It's rarely because people lack motivation. Motivation is usually the easiest part. People feel inspired constantly. They watch something powerful, they read something meaningful, and for a few days, they feel unstoppable. But motivation fades. It always does. And when it fades, most people fade right along with it. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. The problem is most people try to build lasting change on top of motivation, which is one of the most unreliable foundations available. Motivation depends on how you feel. Discipline depends on what you decided. Regardless of how you feel, a difference is everything. Think about how many times you said, "This time will be different," full of energy and excitement, only to quietly return to old patterns within a couple of weeks. That's not a personal failure. That's simply what happens when change is built on emotion instead of commitment. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And becoming better requires building your change on something sturdier than a feeling that will inevitably fade. Now here's something important to understand. Real change is often boring. It doesn't feel dramatic on a random Tuesday afternoon when you're tired and unmotivated, but you show up anyway. It doesn't feel exciting when you keep a promise to yourself that nobody else will ever know about. But those unremarkable moments are exactly where lasting change is actually built. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And that bridge is made of thousands of ordinary days, most of which will feel completely uneventful while you're living them. The exciting, dramatic version of change that most people imagine simply doesn't exist. What exists instead is quiet, consistent, unglamorous effort, repeated long after the initial excitement has worn off. That is the real difference between people who change their lives forever and people who change their lives for a few weeks before returning to where they started. Now let's talk about something most people never consider. You cannot build a permanently different life on top of the same identity you've always had. Your habits are not random. They are expressions of who you believe you are. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. But if you still see yourself as someone who is undisciplined, someone who always quits, someone who has never followed through, you will keep unconsciously acting in ways that confirm that identity, no matter how many new habits you attempt to force onto it. This is why willpower alone rarely creates lasting change. You can white-knuckle your way through a new routine for a few weeks, but eventually your old identity pulls you right back to familiar patterns, because deep down, that's still who you believe you are. Real change requires something deeper. It requires deciding who you are becoming, not just what you're doing differently. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And better starts as an identity you choose, long before it becomes a result you can see. Think about the difference between someone who says, "I'm trying to exercise more," and someone who says, "I am someone who takes care of their body." The first person is attempting a behavior. The second person is embodying an identity. An identity is far more durable than motivation, because identity doesn't ask how you feel today. It simply acts in alignment with who you've decided you are. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And every time you act in line with the identity you're building, you're reinforcing that bridge. Every time you act against it, you're quietly weakening it. So before you focus entirely on new habits, ask yourself a deeper question. Who do I need to become for this new life to actually make sense? Because habits eventually follow identity, whether you consciously choose that identity or let your old patterns choose it for you by default. Now let's talk about the myth of the single decisive moment. Many people believe change happens through one dramatic turning point. A health scare, a heartbreak, a rock-bottom moment that suddenly flips a switch and changes everything forever. And sometimes, moments like that do create a powerful starting point. But the moment itself was never the real transformation. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. The moment simply provided the decision. What actually created change was everything that came after it. The thousands of smaller decisions made in the weeks and months and years that followed. If you're waiting for a single dramatic moment to transform your life for you, you may be waiting far longer than necessary, because you already have everything you need to begin right now without any external event forcing your hand. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And you don't need a crisis to justify becoming better. You only need a decision. Think about how much time gets wasted waiting for the right moment to finally begin. The right moment to start eating better. The right moment to start saving money. The right moment to start pursuing the goal you've quietly carried for years. But there is rarely a perfect moment, and there is only the moment you decide to stop waiting for one. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and you don't need dramatic circumstances to start crossing it. You simply need to take the first step today, in the middle of an ordinary, unremarkable day exactly like this one. Because the truth is, most life-changing transformations didn't begin with fireworks. They began quietly with someone simply deciding they were done living the same way and choosing, in an ordinary moment, to finally do something different. Now let's talk about what actually sustains change once it begins. Because starting is rarely the hardest part, continuing, especially when the excitement has worn off, is where most people lose their transformation entirely. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. And discipline is tested most severely in the middle of the process, long after the initial motivation has disappeared, and long before any real results have become visible. This is the stage most people quit in, not at the beginning when everything feels new and exciting, not at the end when results are finally showing up and momentum carries them forward, but in the difficult, invisible middle, when the effort feels constant but the reward feels distant. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And better is proven exactly in that uncomfortable middle stretch, not in the easy beginning or the rewarding end. Think about a seed planted underground. For a long time, there's no visible sign of progress, no leaves, no growth above the surface. Just quiet, unseen effort happening beneath something that looks from the outside like nothing at all. Most people give up during this stage, convinced their effort isn't working, simply because they can't see it yet. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And the middle of that bridge is exactly where most people turn back, right before they would have reached the other side. But the people who eventually change their lives forever are not the ones who never struggled through this stage. They are the ones who kept showing up anyway, even without visible proof, trusting that the invisible effort was still building something real underneath the surface. Now let's talk about relapse, because it will happen, and how you respond to it determines everything. At some point you will miss a day. You will break a promise to yourself. You will slip back into an old pattern you thought you had already left behind. Success is predictable. It's not luck, and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. But that discipline is not about never falling. It's about how quickly you get back up when you do. Most people don't lose their transformation because of a single mistake. They lose it because one missed day quietly becomes an excuse to abandon the entire effort. I already messed up, so what's the point now? That single thought has ended more transformations than any real failure ever has. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better. And becoming better sometimes simply means returning immediately, without dramatic guilt, without giving the setback more power than it deserves. Think about driving a car that drifts slightly off course. You don't abandon the entire journey because of a small drift. You simply correct the wheel and keep moving forward. Real change works exactly the same way. One missed workout doesn't erase months of progress. One difficult day doesn't undo an entire transformation. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. And that bridge isn't destroyed by a single misstep. It's only destroyed if you decide to stop walking altogether. So the real skill you need to develop isn't perfection, it's recovery. The ability to fall, acknowledge it honestly, and immediately return to the path without letting one setback convince you the entire effort was wasted. Now let's bring this together. Changing your life forever is not about one perfect decision made in one perfect moment. It is about a decision repeated daily, long after motivation has faded, long after the excitement has worn off, and long before the results have become visible to anyone but you. Success is predictable. It's not luck and it's not magic. It's hard work and discipline. And that discipline is only sustainable when it's connected to a deeper decision about who you are becoming, not just what you're temporarily trying to do differently. Don't wish it were easier. Wish you were better, because better is not a single event. It is an identity built through thousands of ordinary choices, most of which nobody else will ever witness. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment, and you don't need a dramatic reason to start crossing it. You only need a decision made today, followed by another one tomorrow and another one the day after that. So stop waiting for the perfect moment the dramatic turning point, or the version of yourself that feels fully ready. That version is built through action, not before it. Decide who you are becoming. Show up for that identity today in whatever small way you can, and do it again tomorrow. Because that is how life actually changes forever. Not in one moment, but in every ordinary day you choose to build it differently, one decision at a time.